during our preview tournament. The kid can flat out shoot the basketball. Got to keep an eye on him tonight as he continues his 14 points, 4 assists per game for Brigham, and really it's that shooting. Gabe Moritzen, the other guy to keep an eye on. Football MVP, great rebounder. You know he's going to have the opportunity, tonight, and he'll be a big part of that as well for the Cowboys. They've had to replace a couple guys. Cash Cooper's been great, really good three-point shooter. Bryson Roberts, just a sophomore. So going to be interesting to see some of those guys who weren't necessarily contributors a year ago.
Those corner three-pointers from Cash Cooper.
Gabe Moritzen.
Gabe Moritzen, the sophomore, had a good game yesterday. Bryson Roberts had a really good game against Morgan. They'll sit those kids in the corner. You get Brigham Mulford, he can drive through the lane. You get the help to come off of him. Corner three from Cash Cooper is, what did you call it earlier this year when we called it?
Cash money.
Cash money. Grantsville does such a good job with that. Manti's going to have to rotate well when Brigham Mulford tries to drive, or it's going to have to be cut off with a single defender like a Larson Pogreski and Dylan Anderson, which they are definitely capable of doing.
Let's talk about the Templars' win yesterday against Canyon View. Larson Pogreski has not had a lot of big scoring games this year because he hasn't had to. He's been the assist man. He's been the defender. 20 points in that win. And then how about Reggie Frischnick? You want to talk about a stat line? Boy. What was it, 17, 14, 19, and 7?
Even better. 19 points, 16 boards, 7 assists.
Phenomenal night.
The junior Reggie Frischnick, and he had a good game last year against these guys. Was scored in double figures, as did Kaysen Douglas and Larson Pogreski. Brigham Mulford last year in this semifinal game against the Templars had 13 points himself.
Starting lineups for the visiting Grantsville Cowboys in their red uniforms with the black and white trim, black numbers. Brigham Mulford, senior, wears number 11, 14 points, 4 assists per game. Cash Cooper, number 21, the senior, 7 points per game for him. Bryson Roberts, just a sophomore, 7 points. I love the makeup of Bryson Roberts. He is terrific. Cash Cooper, I'm missing someone here that's not starting.
You got Mondragon, Gabe Morrison.
Eli Mondragon is starting,
Bunderson.
Gabe Morrison, Blake Bunderson. It looks like Bryson Roberts is coming off the bench. I thought Bryson was in the starting lineup. It's not my fault on that one. Starters for the Templars, Greg. We know who's going to be out there for Manti, but let's go over it anyway for our listeners who might not know.
4 seniors, 1 junior for the Templars. Number 1, Dylan Anderson, the 5'11 senior. 5'10 senior, Larson Pogreski, number 4. Number 5, Kaysen Douglas, he's a 6-foot senior. 6'3 junior, number 23, Reggie Frischnick, and the 6'4 senior, number 33, Christian Hansen.
And I think it's safe to say this is going to be the loudest this building's been all weekend. Both student sections have showed up well. The Grantsville girls are already in the state championship, so these fans have already been down here today cheering on the Lady Cowboys the Lady Cowboys as our opening tip-off ends up in the hands of the Templars in their home whites. Left side, Kaysen Douglas looks to cross over, guarded out front tightly by Blake Bunderson. Give to Pogreski, right side. Larson crosses over. Pump fakes. The intensity of this game, you can feel it on this possession. Frischnick turns, shoots, misses. Rebound, Kaysen Douglas. Turns it up with the left hand. Great putback from Kaysen. And the Templars are on the board, 2-0.
Yeah, Kaysen Douglas using that left hand, as you said, his offhand. Knew he had to use that to get it off the glass. Great job, Kaysen.
Brigham Mulford swings left side. Gets it back over on the right side. They get it baseline. Kick out Mulford. Open 3. Can't give him that much space. He misses. Templars rebound. Hansen, unfortunately, collided with his Templar teammate. It's a travel and will stay Grantsville basketball.
Yeah, I wondered there if Christian Hansen maybe got rid of that before he traveled. But I think they're saying that he hit his backside first, so that's going to be the traveling violation.
Mulford will take it out underneath. Brigham bounces into Gabe Moritzen. Gives it back out.
Kaysen Douglas picking up man-to-man on Brigham Mulford. That surprises me. I thought it would be Larson Pogreski.
Larson switches on to him. They go to Cash Cooper. Cash sends to the corner. Mulford drives baseline. Loves that little runner. It's no good. Mondragon, offensive board, sticks it back in. We're tied at 2 on our CO Building System scoreboard.
Offensive boards for each team and a couple of putbacks for their first buckets each.
Anderson, the runner, no good. Good box outside from Bunderson. Comes down to Cash Cooper. Outlet, right side, Bunderson. Trapped in the corner. Dribbles it back out. Bunderson sends up high. Cash Cooper can't leave him open for 3. He knocks it down. Cash Cooper makes it 5-2. Cowboys in front. with 6:34 to go in the opening quarter.
Just brought that Manti defense over to him and then kicked it out for the open look from Cash Cooper. Grantsville will kill you if you let him do that.
Christian Hansen with it, trying to feed Frick. Does. It's deflected by Mondragon. That's Eli Mondragon. That's his role. He is going to be that type of a defensive menace for you. Drive from Douglas. Progreski baseline. Larson gives Frischnick at the free throw line. Reggie inside bumped, and they call the foul. I don't think they would have called that, Greg, if Reggie didn't lose the basketball.
Our good friend Rick Robinson always talks about damage that occurs on the basketball court. And right there was that damage that Manti was going to lose possession, so they call it.
Yeah, you gain an advantage. Yeah. Odds are it's going to be a foul. Douglas lobs into Hansen, who taps it right back to Cason Douglas. Misses the layup. Rebound comes down to Moritzen.
Athletic play by Christian Hansen just to get that back to Cason Douglas.
Ball goes in the corner to Cooper. Cash loves that runner on the baseline. Misses it. Rebound Anderson. Outlet, Cason Douglas. Douglas gathers himself. Now straight away looks to drive it into the paint. And an offensive foul inside on Eli Mondragon, drawing the charge. First on Cason Douglas, first foul on the Templars.
Yeah, good job by Mondragon to stand there and take that one, because he would have picked up his second foul if it would have been called against him. So kind of a gutsy move there by him.
And I think that's what Nate Austin's letting him know. Hey, I love the effort.
Yeah.
Maybe not take such a risky 50-50 play. His defense has been great here to start. Mulford with the basketball, gives left side to Cooper, guarded by Anderson. Cash lobs inside, little runner for two is no good. Tip to Moritzen, gets it back, lays it up and in, 7-2, Cowboys in front.
Yeah, Cape Moritzen, you can't give him a shot that close to the basket. Just too athletic, can go too high on his little jump shot there.
Progreski takes the 18-foot J, no, rebound Moritzen. Kaston Larson will check in, next whistle for the Templars. Mulford with it, left-hand dribble, now right, guarded by Anderson. Very similar players, Mulford and Anderson. Mulford drives, sends to the corner. Cooper, open three, got it. And the Cowboys take a 10-2 lead to start this ball game. Those corner threes, they love them. Timeout to Coach Devin Shakespeare. We'll take one as well on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Nick Progreski, corner three-point shots up, and good big answer from Larson Progreski from the Douglas Dentistry three-point line. That ends a 10-0 Cowboy run.
Good offensive set called by Devin Shakespeare there.
Moritzen goes to Roberts, who's just ticked in. Back up top, Mulford fumbles it. Progreski out on him. Moritzen's going to set the screen. Larson picks up Mulford. Now Gabe out top. Moritzen had a great tournament last year up at Weber State. Catches high. Ball fake goes in the corner to Cooper. Cash will drive it, run it up for two, and score it. Great start to the game for Cash Cooper. Averages 7 a game. He's already got 8 in the ball game. Anderson goes Kaston Larson. Larson will dribble back out and reset, and here come the 6th men for the Templars. Seeing if they can give them a defensive spark here. Progreski, left-hand dribble, lobs into Reggie. Reggie inside, guarded by Ethan Powell. Reggie turns, a lot of contact inside, draws the foul. Count the bucket. What a move from Reggie Frischnick with 2 Grantsville defenders draped over him. That's just what Reggie does.
Yeah, 2 and 1 more right there reaching in there. Really 3 guys on Reggie Frischnick. Just a tough player down low. Reggie Frischnick gets it to go off the glass. His first 2, looks for 1 more.
And Reggie will go to the Go Insurance free throw line, serving all of Central Utah with auto, home, commercial, life, health, and Medicare policies. Agents Dan, Greg, and Gay Lynn. Give them a call at 462-3333. Reggie hits. Reggie's stroke has looked silky smooth through these first 2 games.
Yeah, absolutely. Yesterday, great free throw shooting, didn't miss.
4 for 4, if I remember right. Ball goes into Mulford.
Manti they like to come out in this full court trap with these 6 men, this second group, to speed up the other team somewhat.
And Cash Cooper draws a foul. They'll say a tug of the jersey, and side out of bounds it'll go to the Cowboys. That'll be the third team foul on the Templars.
Yeah, you see Justin Barton just get that offhand there to create that ball coming loose. And I think the Grantsville Cowboys would have been able to recover it before it went over and back, but a foul called first.
So over on the right side to Roberts. He skips it. The drive from Connor Sorensen. The left-hand drive inside, loses it. Templars have it. Tanner Rasmussen gets it up to Barton. Jessen going to lob for Jaden. Jaden just a little bit too far there underneath the basket. Goes the other way.
Good defense by Talon Rasmussen that time, though, to create that turnover.
Cooper sends it out high to Mulford. And the Cowboys will reset with 25 on the shot clock. Templars cut it in, and that's just an easy call as Jaden Barton picks up the personal foul.
Yeah, you just got to move those feet or back off, maybe not defend that far out. Obviously, that's what Coach Shakespeare wants him to do, but if you can't move those feet with Brigham Mulford, and you have to have the help come. Now, a foul was called that time, but if the help has to come, you leave those corners open, and Grantsville's deadly from them, as we've already seen.
Ball goes out top to Roberts, guarded by Larson. Bryson with the right-hand dribble. Trying to go inside. Good defense from Justin Barton not to allow Ethan Powell some position there. Mulford's going to hand off back to Roberts. Roberts looks to cross over, dribbles it off his foot. Templars convene on the basketball, and Jaden Barton's got it. Talon Rasmussen leads the break for the Templars. Didn't see Jessen Barton. Preston Thompson sends to Jessen. Corner three from Barton is good. A big Douglas Dentistry three off the bench for Jessen Barton, and the Templars have cut the lead down to 1. That's a 9-2 Templar run to counter the 10-0 Grantsville run here in the opening period.
Manti just doesn't get flustered. All year they've had times when they've been down 6 or 8 points, and they're able to fight back.
Connor Sorensen, the senior, gives it up top to Powell. Powell, kind of that big guy that comes off the bench, will drive it. Offensive foul. Kayston Larson, the sampler, striking early for the Templars. Manti gets the basketball back.
Kayston could see that he needed to go be the help man, just got into that legal guarding position first, straight up, got the call. A couple of offensive fouls for each team now so far.
Templar basketball. Kayston Larson crosses the timeline for the Templars. We got a whistle. Shot clock didn't start.
Yeah, Grantsville wanted to get some subs coming in late, and the officials didn't want that. They blew the horn to get them in, and the officials didn't care. They had already handed the ball to the Manti player. But then, as you mentioned, the shot clock didn't start. So,
yeah, it had only taken 1 second off when 3 had elapsed, so it'll be Templar basketball. Mulford will sit for the first time in this ball game.
Probably not for long. Kid's just the engine that drives the Corvette that is Grantsville basketball.
Jessen Barton looks to drive. Nowhere to go with it. Gives to Rasmussen. Talon goes Larson corner. Kayston, left-hand dribble in the paint. Loses his footing. Sends it out to the corner. Talon Rasmussen for 3. In and out. Rebound comes down to Moritzen. Transition opportunity now for Bunderson. Templars get back. Ball on the left side. Gabe Moritzen looks to go. And, yeah, that's an easy call on Jessen. Can't lean over a guy like that. You stay vertical. Might not get that foul call.
He got a little bit of a bump going under that screen right there and just took a little bit of a bump to where he bumped into the offensive player for the Cowboys. That's why that foul was called. And
for Jessen, that's 2 fouls, so we're likely not going to see Barton for the rest of the half, I would imagine so, the way Coach Shakespeare does. Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, he does that with his starters a lot. Right. With those guys coming off the bench, I don't know that he'll be as worried, but we'll see here.
Well, the Templars starting 5 is out there with the exception of Douglas, who picked up that foul early. Yeah. Roberts gives straight away Moritzen, guarded by Progressi. They go right side. Bunderson gives back up top. Roberts, just a sophomore, not built like a sophomore.
Yeah,
he's going to be a really good player for Grantsville down the stretch here. And a foul out on Kayston Larson, as they call the bump. Moritzen tried driving to the basket, and it will be side out of bounds for the Cowboys. That's the 5th team foul for the Templars. You know, we noticed this yesterday with Canyon View. Manti picked up some fouls early. They did a great job adjusting to not foul, to the way the game was being called, not picking up those cheap fouls. See if they can do so here in the first half of this semifinal.
That last Region 14 game against Juab, same thing in the second half. Yep.
Ball goes to Moritzen. Gabe poked away. Dylan Anderson, those quick hands. Anderson in transition, lays it up for an easy 2. Coast to coast, like butter on toast, and the Templars lead at 13-12 with 1:28 to go. First lead since it was 2-0.
Little 11-4 run for the Templars after they went down 10-2.
The drive inside. Anderson again strips it, but it still ends up in the hands of Bunderson. Sorensen now with it. Anderson, he is swiping. Boy. And a timeout to Coach Nate Austin. Templars back up 1. We'll take the timeout on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and MTCC Channel 3.
In the days of the Mountain Men, Cache Valley, Utah became a central gathering place for trappers and explorers. They named it Cache because it was there they would store their goods and come together to trade and connect. The spirit of community continues today at Cache Valley Bank with locations and services throughout Utah, including 3 branches right here in San Pete County. They're Central Utah's financial outfitter. No matter your mountain, they want to see you reach the top. Cache Valley and Central Utah are rooted in grand expeditions. Let's keep that heritage alive together. Discover Cache Valley Bank. Mountains await. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to live high school sports action on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom Channel 10 and MTCC Channel 3.
13-12, Templars on an 11-2 run. It was 10-2 for Grantsville. Manti has answered the call and now lead up by 1. I think good timeout there from Nate Austin. We're going to see this all night, Greg. A great chess match between 2 great coaches. We hit it in the pregame. I think we're going to talk about that quite a bit tonight.
Both coaches took a good timeout when they needed a timeout.
Yeah.
Both of them so far.
Hunter Stevens in the game for the Templars with a couple of fouls early on some of the other guards for Manti. Hunter gets an opportunity here. Ball goes out top to Mondragon. Bounce pass up top, Moritzen gives right side Bunderson. Good defense from Hunter Stevens out front. Gives it back to Mulford. 2 on the shot clock. Deep 3 from Mulford. Hits the rim. Templars don't get the long rebound. Moritzen for 3. That's no good. Dylan Anderson gets it. Progreski now with the basketball for Manti. Kind of a smaller guard lineup here, but you got the 2 bigs still inside. Mondragon on Frischnick. Reggie inside. Sends it back out. Hunter Stevens. Hunter collects with 24 on the shot clock. Hunter looks to cross over. Attacks the paint. Gives it back out to Anderson. Dylan just takes the 3. They give you enough space. You might as well shoot it. And the rebound to Progreski. That line's not going to bother Dylan Anderson. He calls for it backdoor and lays it up and in. Great connection. Progreski to Anderson. Templars now on a 13-2 run. Final possession likely here of quarter number 1. Mulford with it out front. The Templar D has been stifling the last 4 minutes. Moritzen on the left side, guarded by Frischnick. With 2 seconds, they go down to Mondragon. Mulford does not get it off in time. The Templar D gets the stop, and they end on a 13-2 run. Manti 15, Grantsville 12. Second quarter action next on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live and MTCC Channel 3.
Bugs, spiders, I don't mind
said
them.
it.
That is until they cross the threshold into my house. Then it's war. Stop the fighting in your house and get year-round protection with EcoLife. EcoLife is offering their Pest Shield package with guaranteed results. You'll get unlimited service calls, an outdoor pest shield, cobweb cleanup, and winter pest treatment. All of their product is child and pet safe. So call or text EcoLife today to protect your home with Pest Shield. 435-283-6002 or ecolifeusa.com.
CO Building Systems in Ephraim manufactures a complete line of pre-engineered metal buildings of all sizes. Plus, they are your headquarters for custom metal roof and wall panels for your home or business, including all trim and accessories. All of their roof and wall panels are available in several gauges and over 20 different colors. For a free cost estimate or more information, contact CO Building Systems in Ephraim. 800-262-5347. That's 800-262-5347. Online at cobuildings.com.
You're listening to live high school sports action on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom Channel 10 and MTCC Channel 3.
Templars lead at 15-12 on our CO Building Systems scoreboard. CO Building Systems in Ephraim is your headquarters for pre-engineered steel and metal buildings of all sizes. They also manufacture roof and wall panels. 800-262-5347. Barclay Mechanical score update for the Templars, or I should say for the rest of the state. The Grantsville Cowboys girls team playing for a state championship. Greg, that was
Dominant.
the most impressive performance we've seen at the tournament today.
Yeah, up 40-5 on a good Carbon team at halftime.
25-2 after the first.
Wow.
Ball goes on the right side to Bunderson. He lobs to Eli Mondragon. Corner Mulford left him open. Frischnick got out there, forces the air ball. Cason Douglas rebounds. Progreski on the right side, lobs it up for Hansen. Christian gathers that basketball, throws it back out to Douglas. Nate Austin wanted to travel, doesn't get it, and the throw-up by Douglas doesn't go, and the rebound comes down to Bunderson.
And I'm okay with Cason Douglas on that shot. Cason likes to force the issue sometimes to get going, and he's so good at it.
Bunderson drives inside, nowhere to go with it, and a foul. I think they're going to get Dylan called inside. And Coach Shakespeare,
yeah, he's upset with Christian Hansen there. I think he wanted that. He didn't want Bunderson to be able to split the defense
Yes.
that time. So he was able to split Christian Hansen down there on the block and the help defense coming in from Dylan Anderson. It made Dylan reach and pick up his first foul.
Ball goes back to Mondragon, a tough inbound play for the Grantsville Cowboys. Drive from Moritzen. Gabe through the hands of Mondragon, out of bounds. Templar basketball. Greg, it has been a minute since the Cowboys have scored. Again, it was 10-2, and it's still a 13-2 run dating back to that opening period.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, they had 10 points in the first 3-4 minutes or so, and Coach Shakespeare called timeout and reset some things, and defense have done a good job.
Progreski on the right side. Larson with it. Going to throw the no-look to Hansen. What a pass.
Wow.
Larson, Progreski into Hansen. Christian finishes, makes it 17-12.
Larson with 2 great passes, back-to-back possessions.
Moritzen in the lane. That little floater's good. That's a great play from Gabe Moritzen.
Such a way to neutralize a tall defender in there if you can just get that little runner up before the defender can jump.
Douglas, corner Douglas, Dentistry 3. It's short, but he follows it. No one boxes out, and he lays it up and in. Cason Douglas for 2. Templars lead at 19-14. 6:30 to go, excuse me. Off the screen high, the give to the corner. Cash Cooper, who had a great first quarter. After he checked out, Greg, I feel like that's kind of where the Grantsville offense fell a little flat.
8 points, 2 threes from Cash Cooper.
Moritzen for 3. In and out, rebound Progreski. Good box out from the Templars.
Looked good from where we were sitting here.
Yeah. Ball goes in the corner. Douglas looks to attack and just dribbles it off Mondragon. It'll stay Templar basketball. Lucky that went off Mondragon, or that's a carry.
Cason got kind of lucky right there. If that ball would have hit the ground first before the foot, that would have been a carry and a turnover on the Templars.
6 minutes and 4 seconds remaining. Bryson Roberts returns for the Cowboys. Douglas to trigger baseline. Lob for Frischnick. Reggie catches at the free throw line. Inside on Mulford, the much smaller defender. Dumps it off for Douglas. Cason, good hands to recognize that. Lay it up reverse. Templars lead at 21-14.
And Reggie Frischnick picking up right where he left off yesterday with those 7 assists. Beautiful look from the post player, Reggie Frischnick.
That's his second assist already here in the first half. And he averages 3 a game. You know, it's not like 7's unheard of, but just a great game for him. Mondragon, free throw line extended, gives it out Mulford. Brigham, left-hand dribble in the lane, loves that runner, hits it. Surprised they didn't call the foul. He took some pretty big contact from Christian Hansen. Makes it 21-16.
Yeah, on the follow-through. Might have been shooting a free throw for an and one there, Brigham Mulford.
Douglas, left-hand dribble. Gets in the paint, sends to Larson. Corner 3 for Progreski's no good. Frischnick taps that to himself. Monster rebound, count it. And a foul. Reggie Frischnick picking up right where he left off yesterday afternoon.
Seen so much emotion from Reggie these last couple of days. You don't see a lot of that, but a nice little yell after he was able to knock that one down. Step to the free throw line for one more, Reggie Frischnick.
You know, you talk a lot about, these two teams met in the semis a year ago, and you think, okay, well, these aren't the same players. No, these are the exact 5 guys for Manti that played the majority of that game. Yeah. They want this one. As Reggie hits the free throw, Templars go into their press, out of the free throw make. Sorensen having a hard time getting it in. Barely does to Mondragon.
Yeah, that was close to a 5-second call. Thought Nate Austin might step in and call a timeout, but good job to get it in.
Roberts with it on the right side. Bryson Roberts, just a sophomore, has had a great sophomore season. I'm going to say this a million times tonight. I just love the way this kid plays. Mondragon, ball fake, tries to go, and they'll call the reach on the Templars. That will be number 7. That's a 1-and-1 here for Grantsville with 4:58 to play in the half.
Just want to watch that replay. Yeah, the official had a great view down there. The best view really in the entire court, in the entire arena here.
So Reggie picks up the foul. Is that 1 or 2 on Reggie? Just 1? I believe it's just 1.
Yeah.
So it'll send Eli Mondragon to the free throw line, a senior. Great football player. Misses the free throw wide left. Rebound comes down to Christian Hansen. And the 6th men set to check in here with 4:52 to go in the half. Ball goes to Frischnick, back to Larson. Thought about the 3, crosses over on Mulford. Now steps back in the corner. Larson picks up his dribble, sends it up top to Frischnick straight away. Reggie looks to attack off the dribble, gets inside, spins, turns, shoots, and misses off the rim. Rebound Reggie. Turns, shoots, and scores. Reggie Frischnick continuing to lead the Templars. 6 points for Reggie. 8. And it's 8 points. It's Grantsville basketball the other way.
God, the kid just has such a motor out there, Reggie Frischnick. He never stops. I think he might have been kind of the 3rd best person that could have got that rebound that time.
And
but he just outjumped. Yep, just outjumped guys. Tipped it to himself. Timeout here.
We'll take it on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TMive.live with MTCC Channel 3.
This is more than just a job. It's about caring for our neighbors, our friends, and our families who trust us by placing their lives in our hands. There's nothing more precious than a human life, and we all honor that responsibility. Beginning in 1932, we've been standing ready to serve our communities with dedication, accountability, and a servant heart. And most of all, human connections.
Joking around here with our good friend Cole Wissinger. We need the Boogermobile, Greg. We need a third member of our crew, right? And when I say Boogermobile, people are probably thinking that's gross.
No idea.
The
There's
name
probably
is Booger
10 people
McFarland.
that get that.
He is an ESPN football analyst, and for Monday Night Football for a few years, he had this crane that he would get lifted around. And that's kind of the inside joke we've got going here with our great crew with TeamHive.live at MTCC. Along with Mid-Utah Radio, ETV. It's just a great group down here all weekend.
And we're glad you're joining us, but if you're from Manti, there's probably 10 people that's watching because everyone else is here.
There's a lot of people here.
There's a lot of folks here tonight, folks.
Mulford with the basketball, guarded by Barton as those sixth men have checked in for the Templars. Ball goes to the free throw line. Moritzen turns, tries to go in on Rasmussen. They send it back out to Mulford. Brigham will ball fake, guarded by his numerical opposite, Kasten Larson. It's a 10-point lead for the Templars, their largest of the game. 3 on the shot clock. Ends up in Bunderson's hand. Shoots it and scores. Wow. Great defense for 35 seconds. Just a better shot inside for Blake Bunderson.
Yeah, just barely to get that over the outstretched arms of Talon Rasmussen.
Jaden Barton turns, shoots, banks, misses badly. Rebound fought for, and it comes down inside to Moritzen. Ball on the right side to Brigham Mulford. Guarded by Larson out front. 18-26 our score. Ball goes in the corner to Cooper. Cash with those early 8 points. Loves that runner. Good block. Talon Rasmussen with the rejection. Long outlet, and Preston Thompson just overthrows it. That's been an issue the last couple of weeks for the Templars. A little overthrowing on some of those baseball throws.
On this one, though, Preston Thompson had a couple of guys that he could have hit. He just got the amped up energy and just went a little bit too far with it. Yesterday, the problem they had with those was Canyon View was sitting back on those outlet passes. That time they could have had a layup. Just need to be able to make the pass.
Brigham Mulford with the basketball up high, guarded by Kasten Larson. Gives Ethan Powell. Right side Mulford. Jaden Barton's on him, and the foul out front. And that will be...
Yeah, and that's a tough call. That's the 8th team foul against the Templars.
Yeah.
I think they're just going to say Jaden Barton, right leg, got in there and tripped up Brigham Mulford because it looked like the upper body was okay on that one.
Yeah. And that'll send one of the best free throw shooters in the state to the line in Mulford with 3:08 to play here in the first half. Brigham... just a shooter as the starting lineup is back in for the Templars.
Yeah, Manti comes back with their starting lineup, and I kind of thought that. I looked at the clock. There was just over 4 minutes when that hockey line changed. 5 guys came in.
Misses the front end of the 1-on-1. How many times has that happened? And they'll call a foul on the rebound. I think this is going to go on Reggie Frischnick, and I believe that's going to be his second.
I think they're just saying that right arm. Who is that at the free throw line? That's Ethan Powell. I think they're just saying that Reggie kind of held onto that right arm of Ethan Powell, didn't allow him to be able to get 2 hands on the ball. That's going to be, is that the second?
Second on Reggie, so
Reggie.
He will likely sit for the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, and that hurts if you're the Templars with an 8-point lead right here. It's kind of one of those moments to watch on the clock with 3:07 left and an 8-point lead.
Powell
Reggie
misses.
Stepping out of the game, but...
So two front-end misses.
Yeah, 2 straight misses by Grantsville, not able to capitalize there.
And they'll shoot 2 the rest of the half. Ball goes up. Larson Progreski crosses over. Larson picks up his dribble, gives inside Hansen. Christian inside spins, lowers the shoulder, shoots. Can't get that one to go. Rebound to Mulford. Transition for the Cowboys. Down 8. They were down 10. Moritzen thought about the 3. Anderson pokes it away from behind. Ends up in the hands of Cash Cooper. Kasten Larson out on him. Cash lobs inside. Powell turns, shoots, and scores. The size advantage on Anderson paid off there. That makes it 26-20, a 6-point game with 2:30 to play.
Yeah, good job by Ethan Powell to cut through the lane, realize he had a mismatch there.
That's
now
an
you're
easy
have
call
an
inside.
Offensive foul against the Templars. That's going to be 10 team fouls against the Templars to just 4 for Grantsville here in the first half. Won't be shooting because it's a player control ball control foul, but still, it's a story. 10 fouls for the Templars.
And 1 foul on Hansen. Templars got to be careful. Foul trouble might become an issue as this game moves on. Ball goes up top to Brigham Mulford, guarded by Larson. Templars in a 2-3 here.
Yeah, you switch into that to try and maybe not foul on the perimeter as much, not be as aggressive.
And a good box out. Larson ends up with the rebound. Progreski now left side, gives straight away to Dylan Anderson. Hansen's going to set the screen high. Dylan into a college three. In and out. They don't call the foul on that. You got to be able to give a guy an opportunity to land.
Right, and you're calling every perimeter foul on Manti known to man, and you don't call that. But
the drive by Bunderson sends it out Mulford. Mulford will put it on the floor. Bounce inside to Powell. Good hands from Cason Douglas. Deflects it out of bounds, and it's last touched by Ethan Powell. It'll be Templar basketball.
You saw Coach Shakespeare. He was ready to explode if they didn't call that this way, because I think he had a great view at that. And they'll give that ball to the Templars. One of those breaks that the Templars have kind of needed here.
And the Grantsville crowd doesn't like it. You're going to upset someone either way on that
Yeah,
call.
sure.
Just
and the official, again, that's another one where the official had the best view.
Anderson, nice runner inside. Dylan loves that floater. 28-20.
Second to a three-pointer from the wing. That's probably Dylan Anderson's favorite shot right there. That just little push shot before the defense can collapse onto him.
Mike Conley would be proud.
Yeah,
Corner shot, pump fake. Yeah. Drive from Bunderson. He's doubled. Anderson deflects it again. Out of bounds. Templar basketball. Wow. They forced him to step out with possession. 28-20, minute 12 to go on our Cache Valley Bank scoreboard, or CO Building System scoreboard, excuse me.
Cache Valley Bank's a good sponsor for us as well.
They'll be in our next broadcast with Juab.
That's right.
Progreski, college range three short. Hansen ends up with the inside, swinging elbows, but then they call the foul inside on Powell. He is beside himself. He cannot believe it, as he will come sit out.
So that's only the fifth team foul against Grantsville, though. So not going to be shooting yet with just a minute left here in the first half.
And for Ethan, that will be his second. Mondragon back in. Douglas on the baseline to inbound, sends it back to Casten Larson. Larson Progreski hesitates, left-hand dribble, up, under, Euro step foul, and Larson will get to the free throw line with 55.8 seconds remaining.
I think Larson was a little bit surprised at how open he was. I think he could have just taken that little jump stop and put it up, but good job to use his pivot foot just right, that one extra step, go up off the glass. He's done it all year. It's why he shoots over 50% from inside the arc this year from his point guard position.
Go Insurance free throw line as Larson hits the first. They serve all of Central Utah. Call Go Insurance 462-3333. Larson hits both. He was, such a heavy candidate for our MTCC player of the game. Ended up going with Reggie, but Larson had a whale of a game yesterday.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gone wrong with either of them. 5 points now for Larson Progreski.
3 assists as well.
Yeah.
Templars back up 10, their largest lead of the game, 30-20. Under a minute to go, Sorensen. Or Roberts, rather. Bryson Roberts gives left side. The drive inside Mondragon. Roberts catches in the corner. Anderson poked it again from behind, and then a foul on Sorensen. That's the 7th team foul on the Cowboys. Templars going to get a 1-and-1 with 36.2 to play.
Yeah, just that quick little defense from behind by Dylan Anderson. You think you're around him, and he just reaches those long arms in there and tips it away to his teammate Christian Hansen. I thought Bryson Roberts, he hasn't scored today. I thought he had a great game yesterday against Morgan. I thought he was
he was almost an X factor for him.
Maybe the player of the game. He had an excellent game.
Front end missed from Christian Hansen, so Grantsville can essentially hold for a shot here, about a second and a half difference between shot and game clock. Mulford crosses the timeline, barely. That was closer. That was Donovan Mitchell bubble-like. Didn't mean to trigger you, my friend.
Too soon, my friend.
3 years later. Boy. And they are going to hold. Bryson Roberts out front. Picks up his dribble, gives to Mulford. 7 on the clock. They go back up to Roberts. Progreski nearly with the steal with 2 and with 1. Mulford's got to get this up. Deflected by Anderson. There will be 1 second on the shot clock. 1.9 on the game clock here. Great defense from the Templars. And
you could see Mulford wanted that one, and Dylan Anderson just closed out well, made him have to double pump and then kind of just get enough of a hand on it to knock it out of bounds. Going to have to be a quick play here for Grantsville. Our
first potential shot clock implication in a state semifinal game, and he doesn't get it off. Or do they call the foul?
Oh, baby.
I think they just called a foul on Dylan Anderson.
Wow. Let's watch that replay if we can. The replay doesn't go back far enough, but yeah, that's one where Dylan just needs to stay straight up, let him catch it. He's not going to be able to do much with his back to the basket there, but God, that's a tough call.
So there's 0.3 of a second left on the clock. And really, you should at least have 0.9 of a second, I would think. But Roberts misses. Free throws have not been kind to Grantsville. Usually a pretty darn good free throw shooting team, Greg, but they have not converted in this first half. Talon Rasmussen's going to come in for Cason Douglas.
Yeah, just to make sure there's no funny foul called on Cason Douglas where he already has the one.
One more coming.
Yeah,
for
so
Roberts.
Now, and that's smart of Grantsville. Just pull him off. You're not going to be able to do anything. You're not going to be able to get a putback. The only thing that could happen here if he misses is a foul against your
and
player.
He hits it. So 30-21 is our likely halftime score. And Christian Hansen accidentally got in the way. I think Larson really wanted to shoot that shot, but that will take us to the half. Jones & DeMille Engineering halftime show next. Our CO Building System scoreboard, Manti 30, Grantsville 21 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live and MTCC Channel 3.
Looking for the perfect color for your next paint project? Hermanson's Hardware in Ephraim has your solution. With their state-of-the-art color matching equipment and over 350,000 colors, anything is possible. Bring Hermanson's any size sample or your favorite Pinterest pin and they can scan or match across all brands of paint. They've successfully matched paint colors from pillows, stucco, rock, paint cans, signs, plants, and more. Their high-quality finishes from Pratt & Lambert and Best Look will give you the professional results you're looking for. Don't put off those paint projects any longer. Drop by Hermanson's Hardware in Ephraim. It's how going to a hardware store should be.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. Bookmark TeamHive.live, Utah's new home for streaming high school sports and other events. Powered by Centricom Local 10.
The Intermountain Power Service Corporation is committed to supporting our local schools, communities, and the economies of central and south central Utah. Each year, IPSC's two 950-megawatt generating units provide 3 million megawatt hours of energy for communities in Utah and Southern California. The Intermountain Power Project ranks among the best of coal-based power plants in reliability, cost-effectiveness, and environmental responsibility. IPSC, honored to sponsor this sports broadcast.
Hi, I'm Mark Anderson, CTE Director for JUAB, North Sanpete, and South Sanpete School Districts. Do you know what CTE pathways are offered at your high school? Career and Technical Education provides career, exploration, and guidance through 35 CTE career pathways. Did you know that students can find a career based on their interest and then build their academic courses around it? These pathways lead to industry-recognized credential of value, giving students a step up in their chosen careers. To learn more about these career pathways, talk to your CTE teachers and school counselors.
For a wonderful shopping experience with quality and customer service that's second to none, visit Gunnison Market. The meat department carries the highest quality of meat in the United States, certified Angus beef, while the deli offers delicious made-from-scratch crab salad, coleslaw, and high-quality Columbus meats with no preservatives. The bakery features custom cakes for any occasion, cookies, rolls, and tasty donuts made fresh daily. For good old-fashioned friendly service, come see the difference at Gunnison Market in Gunnison.
Want to save money on your internet bill? Who doesn't? You now can save big with a new referral program from MTCC. You can now get a $5 monthly credit for each of your friends who sign up for Fiber Fast Internet or MTCC TV for as long as they remain a customer. Get 10 friends and you get a $50 credit every month for as long as they remain a customer. Now that's savings. Visit manta.com/bringafriend or call or text 435-835-2929 for details. Some restrictions apply. MTCC, connecting your life since 1907.
And we welcome you back on in. Our halftime show, rather, is made possible by Jones & DeMille Engineering, supporting local programs and academic and athletic achievements, building relationships, and working passionately. It's a winning combination. Greg Sterner, I love when we do games together because I know your halftime routine. You've got Brad James's stats. What do you have for us?
Love telling a story with stats. It's fun. You talked about the free throws for both teams, Tanner. Both teams shot 5 free throws. Manti 4 of 5. Grantsville 1 of 5. Very uncharacteristic for the Cowboys. Cowboys actually shot better from the field. They're 9 of 19, 47%. Manti was 12 of 27, 44%. The big difference is those 7 turnovers that Grantsville gave up to only 2 for Manti. And then the offensive boards that Manti got, 6 offensive rebounds there. Had 8 more shot attempts there in the first half than Grantsville did. So they're just doing a lot of things to get more looks at the basket. Individually, 5 assists for our guy Larson Progresky.
Wow.
5 points, 5 assists. Leading the way scoring for the Templars is Reggie Frischnick with 8 points. For the Cowboys, 8 points for Cash Cooper. All of those points came in about the first 3 minutes before Coach Devin Shakespeare called a timeout, changed up his defense a little bit, and Cash hasn't scored since then, but yeah, he's a great shooter. 2 for 2 from behind the arc. 8 total points, as I mentioned.
Templars lead at 30-21 on our CO Building System scoreboard. Roof and wall panels and all the trimming at the best prices anywhere. That is CO Building Systems. Got a couple early candidates for our MTCC Player of the Game. You can get speed that you need from MTCC, connecting your life since 1907. Barclay Mechanical score update for you. Winner of this game gets the winner of JUAB and Summit Academy. We're looking a little bit forward into the future as opposed to what else is going on right now and what's happened. This is going to be such a fascinating matchup because those two teams pulled off the upsets yesterday, right? They were, I think, I don't mean this as a disrespect to Richfield at all, but I knew JUAB was going to give Richfield a good game.
Yeah.
I had no idea that Summit Academy was going to be able to do what they did to Emory. What do you like about that matchup later tonight?
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. What's something that's interesting, just keeping it right here, and then I'll go to that one. I was going to mention this in the pregame show and just didn't have time. This game right here, the only 2 teams that were ranked number 1 this year, Manti and Grantsville. These are the 2 teams that everybody kind of thought this would be the state championship this year from the start of the season. So for Grantsville to fall to the 4 seed and to have to play in the semifinals is kind of tough for both teams. But as you mentioned, JUAB the 7th seed, Summit Academy the 6th seed. I know Coach Condi for Summit Academy, he's felt that northern charter and private school region a little bit disrespected throughout the year. I noticed a tweet that he sent yesterday just saying that nobody respected our region or whatever. It's a pretty good region up there, and they proved it by beating the Emory Spartans, who I thought might be the favorite on that side of the bracket.
They were my favorite.
Yeah, at the 3 seed, and they're done now.
Yeah, they won't even play in the
too.
5-6. Yeah.
Yeah. So for that next game tomorrow to talk about what I think is going to happen, or what I expect. to happen. Cam Wright. Such a good coaching job. You and I have talked about this a lot on those JUAB broadcasts when we've done JUAB games together. I know Cam Wright won a state championship a couple years ago. I think this is probably Cam's best coaching job with what he's got, with how he's coached them up. The first of the year, they lost some close games. The end of the year, other than Manti, they won a lot of close games. And JUAB looks tough. I think they're probably the favorite in that game, in my opinion, but it's going to be a good one.
Well, it was interesting the way I don't want to say the ping pong balls fell with the RPI, but we were talking on that last night of the regular season. If you're JUAB, what side of the bracket do you want to be on? They could have been the 5 seed. Maybe they end up in these kind of matchups. They fall to the number 7. Summit Academy ended up passing them up. Funny how things work, the way we talk, right?
Here you are, 1 game away from the state championship as a 7 seed. Absolutely. I'm excited for that one. You and Dustin Shakespeare on the call. I'll be here watching, but I'm going to put my earpiece in to listen to what you guys have to say. Hear Dustin break things down, and that should be a fun one. Folks should stay tuned in to TeamHive.live after this one for sure.
So what you're telling me is that you're going to be that old BYU fan that yells at the kids to sit down with the earbud, with the big headphones on.
I'm going to have my big headphones with the antenna coming out of it so I can hear Paul James on the call. You bet, brother.
And I mean that with all respect. Let's just say that was me as the young kid getting yelled at to sit down at BYU football games. Still got basketball to play here. We're going to take a short break, be back with our second half tip-off. Jones and Mill Engineering halftime show wraps up next on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live.
This is Nate Johnson of Risk Managers Insurance Agency.
Sorry.
It is surprising how many people do not have any life insurance or adequate coverage today. If you were to suddenly die, would your family have enough money for your funeral and to pay off any debt you may have, or funds to live on with your income no longer available to care for your family? You may be surprised at how low life insurance rates are. Let me sit down with you and discuss how life insurance can benefit you and your family. Call us at Risk Managers in Ephraim, 283-4685.
Wait, guys, you forgot your helmet!
Hi, I'm Ben Pipes.
I've been working in the emergency department with the trauma team for the past 9 years. In this geographical part of the western United States, we have the 4th highest traumatic brain injury hospitalization rate in the country for children. When riding off-road vehicles, please ensure that everybody is wearing a helmet and other safety gear. Ride an ATV that is appropriate for your age and skill set. Take a hands-on ATV safety course. Children between the ages of 8 and 16 or without a driver's license should be certified.
You're listening to live high school sports action on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom Channel 10 and MTCC Channel 3.
Tanner Wilkinson, Greg Sterner with you. Second half action. Our man Adam Coombs producing a phenomenal broadcast as always. Just a great team we got here. Cole Wissinger's with us. Joe Williams, Dustin Shakespeare's boys been filming up for a little bit for us. Pitch hitting for us. McKay Baker's here post hernia surgery. We're glad McKay was able to make it down for the tournament.
I did not know that. Neither did any of our viewers, but now they do.
No one knows who McKay Baker is either. Good kid from Kaysville, a good college buddy of mine, and does a great job on the camera work. So
I think that's him filming right there. Would it be? Nope. Now that one is. That's his camera right there, folks. Yeah, it's kind of fun to have these 3 cameras here at the state tournament where we get those baseline views occasionally. Just adds to the production value.
Absolutely. We got another Templar celebrity, not sighting, but listening in from Illinois. My good friend Jared Sheese tuned in, a former Mr. Weber State Wildcat in football. Won a couple of football games down here at SUU against the Thunderbirds, turn over Templars to start the second half.
Grantsville comes out in a zone to start, change things up a little bit. Manti not able to get that entry pass to the free throw line area.
What a pass by Mulford. Ends up in the hands of Bunderson. He gives Mondragon. He has to back it out. Bunderson now looks to drive baseline again. Sends it up top. Mulford. 3. Big shot. No. Rebound. Cason Douglas. Douglas with the left hand. Sends it up top. Hansen somehow came down with that double team. Christian nowhere to go with it. It's got to get it out. Does too. So to Anderson. Dillon. Bounce pass up to Douglas. Deep. NBA 3. No. Rebound. Progreski fights. Saves it in the corner. Dylan Anderson. No.
Oh, the roof would have came off this place on this left-hand side with the Templar fans if Larson was able to create that shot for Dylan Anderson to go down.
Right in front of the Templar student section.
Yeah.
Mondragon out at the three-point line. Anderson giving him some space. He sends to the corner Moritzen. That's where Gabe likes those threes. Creates some separation. Misses the shot. Rebound comes down to Anderson. Greg, there's always 3 or 4 Templar jerseys down there to 1 Cowboy every time.
And that was an assist, if you will, a rebound assist to Larson Progreski to tip it over to Dylan Anderson.
Inside, Reggie Frischnick had those 2 fouls, had to sit the last few minutes. Douglas with the left-hand dribble inside. Cason drives, fouled, count it. Great take from Cason Douglas using some size with the mismatch in Mulford, and Cason will get a chance at the Go Insurance free throw line for, if you will, a Douglas Dentistry 3-point play. Been a minute since the Templars hit a 3.
There you go.
So we'll throw that out there for
the Go Insurance free throw line. And Cason Douglas, if he gets that shoulder on you when he gets down close to the lane and he gets down to the block and he's got just that hair of a shoulder in front of you, he does so good at up and under. He goes low, he'll scoop shots, he puts some English on the shots when they come off the glass, does such a good job at that. Just such a great player. Cason Douglas averaging in double figures, about 12 points a game this year for the Templars.
And you talked about, as the Templars come out in the press here, Mondragon gets it across to Mulford. Mulford's going to come out and reset. You talked about Douglas. It wasn't so much he had a slow start to the season. He kind of took a step back and said, okay.
Just didn't need to.
I don't need to be the guy every possession, every night. Let's experiment here a little bit. Let's have some fun with this. And it's paid off, and he's taken over games late when he's needed to.
And then there was a couple of games when he needed
to.
Canyon View, North Sanpete, and he did. And gets a steal, the poke away here to Larson Progreski.
Gives to Douglas, right to the rim, lays it in. They don't call a block or a charge inside. 35-21 Templars with a game-high 14-point lead on the Cowboys.
And Cason Douglas within a game-high 11 points for him.
Mulford gives up top Mondragon. Eli with it. Bounces into Moritzen. Gabe with the mismatch. Turn, shoots. Good defense from Dylan Anderson.
Yeah, you said a mismatch right there, but Dylan Anderson just sized up well, made Gabe Moritzen fall backwards on that shot, which affected it completely.
Douglas, 15-foot baseline shot is good. Templars by 16. 37-21, 5:28 to go in the third. Timeout to Coach Nate Austin and the Cowboys. We'll take it on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live with MTCC Channel 3.
Skyline Motorsports is proud to support North Sanpete High School sports. So remember, if you're in the market for a new side-by-side or ATV, you need to get into Skyline Motorsports. They have the latest Kimco has to offer. Skyline Motorsports also carries all the latest riding gear and accessories for your outdoor needs. And they have the best service department in the county. So drop on into Skyline Motorsports today and go Hawks.
I'm J.L. Larson.
And I'm Sarah Larson.
And we're the owners and operators of Freedom Port in Gunnison, Utah. We've been in business now for 38 years. Of those 38 years, we've done business with Utah Heritage Credit Union for over 20 of them. Even our kids have savings accounts there.
Utah Heritage is a great staple to Sanpete County. Homegrown credit union here that has helped, I believe, thousands of families throughout the valleys.
You're listening to live high school sports action on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom Channel 10 and MTCC Channel 3.
Templars with a game-high 16-point lead, 37-21. Our scoreboard tonight made possible by CO Building Systems in Ephraim, your headquarters for pre-engineered metals buildings of all sizes. They also manufacture roof and wall panels, 800-262-5347.
7-0 run to start this second half by the Templars. 7-0 run by Cason Douglas. All 7 points to go from 6 to 13 here in the second half by Cason Douglas.
Corner three for Moritz, and that's a spot at short. Grantsville's legs haven't been there on the shots, Greg. They've shot a lot of deep shots short.
And Manti's just not giving up any second chances here to start this second half, the first 3 minutes.
Douglas with it on the right side, looks to drive it. Gives back Anderson. Dylan looks to take it baseline. Bounces to Frischnick out at the three-point line. Reggie fakes. Sends back Larson. Larson comes in the paint. Pump fakes. Takes a little 14-foot shot. Makes it. That mid-range for Progreski's so good. 39-21 with 4:47 to play.
Just that little ball fake low to make it look like you're going to pass it down to the block. Created a little space. Was able to rise up from, what'd you say, about 14 feet.
Yeah. Anderson knocks it out of bounds. And, Cash Cooper had those 8 early points for the Cowboys.
First 3 minutes.
Has not scored since.
Yeah.
And you look at these numbers. Brigham Mulford's been held to 2. Gabe Moritson's been held to 2. What a block by Frischnick. Taps it ahead, and it's still going to be Grantsville basketball. What a block.
Yeah, watch
Great
this
inbounds
here.
design. Reggie just...
Okay, so yesterday we called the game, Dustin Shakespeare and I called the game Grantsville versus Morgan.
Yes.
Grantsville tried that little alley-oop inbound play to Gabe Moritz, and I said he looks so much like Reggie Frischnick, the athleticism of him. Right there you saw it. They jumped even up at each other. They just timed it perfectly, and Reggie Frischnick was able to come away with the block.
2 stud football players.
Absolutely, yep. Very similar just builds.
Yep.
And strength and length and just excellent athletes.
Mulford with the basketball draws Jessen Barton, who had those 2 early fouls, sends in the corner. Cason Larson got his hands on it, and it's a shot clock violation. Templar basketball.
Manti just getting their hands on so many passes, just not allowing. They've done such a good job this year, Manti has, to not allow straight line drives, meaning a kid takes it on the wing and can just go straight to the block. They make them turn. They make them come to the outside or dish it to somebody else. Great defense by the Templars.
And a foul on Brigham Mulford. That'll be the second team foul on the Cowboys. Templars have not picked up a foul here in the third quarter. 4 minutes in, as the 6th men are back on the floor. So it'll be Preston Thompson, sends it in to Cason Larson. Right side, Barton. Templars had, 12 fouls in the first half? They have not picked one up here. Jaden Barton open, bounces baseline to Thompson. Preston swings Cason Larson. Now Jessen to Jaden left side. Jaden looks to attack, bounces to Thompson. Preston baseline, sends it out Rasmussen. Barton thought about the 3. Someone's got to shoot it at some point. Jessen takes the floater, in and out. Rebound to Larson. Cason lays it up and in. The Sampler strikes again. Templars lead it by 18, 41-21. Mondragon fouled inside. And Preston Thompson, I think, got him clean with one hand, got his arm with the other. We'll see on this replay here.
Look, that last time Manti got the 2 points there, that was good defense by Grantsville. They made Manti have good passing. They made Manti pass the ball around 6-8 times before a shot goes up. Cason Larson, just the energy, the motor on Cason Larson is what created that shot.
If Craig Bullerjack was here, he'd say, whip up the blender. Free throw drops for Eli Mondragon, the senior, also a very good football player. That Grantsville team that took the state championship 2 years ago, made it to the Final Four again. A couple of subs here for the Cowboys as they'll put in Bryson Roberts and Blake Bunderson, along with Connor Sorensen. Second one's no good. Rebound Thompson. Preston gets it to Rasmussen. Talon gets it to Kayston Larson. Good job by Kayston to go get the basketball. He dribbles off his foot, and Kayston is not fouled, but they take the timeout to Coach Shakespeare. With 3:21 to go, Templars by 19. They've led by as many as 20 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live with MTCC Channel 3.
Zions Bank proudly supports our local communities and schools. We've been providing families and businesses with banking tools and stellar service for nearly 150 years. For helping you achieve your financial goals, Zions Bank is for you.
Clean Cut Roofing and Siding.
Have you seen my turtle?
How would I know where your turtle is?
You always say you have something for everyone.
Since 2003, you get peace of mind every time with Clean Cut Roofing and Siding. Call 435-462-2160.
To our score with 3:21 to go in the third quarter. The Templars defense, we talked about this yesterday. They average 70 points a game. Coach Shakespeare said this might be the best defensive team. Yeah. He's got holding a Cowboy team that averages 54 a game to 22 with 11 minutes of game action left.
Yeah, and we're past halfway through the third quarter. And how many third quarter points, Tanner?
1.
1 point for the Cowboys so far this third quarter.
Larson drops a man, pump fakes, lays it up, draws the foul, nearly got it to go. This place again would have erupted, and Kayston Larson finds himself at the go-entrance free throw line. That little hesitation pivot move he does is just exquisite to watch. And I've said it before, he's the only kid I've ever seen be able to cross someone up in blue jeans. Hits the first of 2 at the go-entrance free throw line. He shoots 79% on the season, just behind Kason Douglas and Hunter Stevens.
Kayson's he's just a fan favorite, too.
Yes.
He's just a good, nice, humble kid that everybody loves.
That will drop you with the crossover.
Yeah, right.
Ball goes up top to Sorensen. Connor crosses the timeline, gives it right side, Bunderson. Blake with the basketball. Screen comes high from Powell. Handoff, Gabe Moritzen. Moritzen looks to attack, guarded now by Kayston Larson. Sends it over in the corner to Sorensen. Sorensen will now take it baseline. Trapped, sends it in the corner. Now back up top, Moritzen. Gabe gets right to the hole, lays it up, and a good take from Moritzen inside. That lifts the field goal drought for Grantsville, and the starters will check back in here for the Templars.
Great ball movement by the Cowboys that time, and Moritzen just saw the lane and took it.
Larson right to the rim again with the left hand, and he finishes. Quick first step from Kayston Larson, and he's now got 6 for the Templars with 2 boards and an assist off the bench. Foul inside as Thompson and Ethan Powell getting physical inside.
Yeah, Preston Thompson just wanting to front Ethan Powell that time, or three-quarter front, I think. Kind of that three-quarter where he gets still has that backside position, but is able to reach in front, and Powell was able to just get to the position first, which is why they called the foul.
45-24 our score. Templars lead it. Mulford bounces it in, gets it back. Anderson guarding Mulford. They give it up top now. Mulford left side. Dribble, float, runner, no. Rebound Frischnick. Taps it to himself and then lost it out of bounds. It'll stay Cowboy basketball. Shot clock should reset here to 35.
And you don't see Brigham Mulford miss those little runners very often. Today, just 2 points for him.
Ball inbounded by Sorensen. Gets it in to Powell. Ethan sends it back up top to Sorensen. Corner 3, there's Brigham Mulford. That was Roberts. I keep calling Bryson Roberts Sorensen for whatever reason, and I apologize to any Grantsville listeners for that.
Yeah, and Brigham Mulford that time, nice little play design to get him the open look at the three-pointer, and that turnover on the other side.
Mulford with it, 45-27. Thought about the deep 3. Will drive it now to the corner. Sorensen takes a high-arcing 3. Wow, rainbow 3 from Connor Sorensen, the senior. 45-30 leads him to 15. Douglas will take it baseline. Kaysen drops it off inside to Frischnick, who goes over the top of Brigham Mulford. They call the foul on Reggie Frischnick. Oh, boy. Coach Shakespeare does not like the call here.
Yeah, and what's frustrating on that, if you're the Templars, is Reggie Frischnick ended up with the ball. He's the one that went and got the ball, so I don't know when he could have created that foul. But, yeah, and Coach Shakespeare's saying the same thing on the corner. He'll bring Reggie out with those 2 fouls.
Reggie picks up his 3rd. It'll be Grantsville basketball.
3 fouls. Okay.
Keep in mind, Powell and Mulford both have 3, and they are in the game at this point. When you're down in a semifinal game, you got to have your best players out there.
Yeah, and Manti will switch into a 2-3 zone here.
Kayston Larson back in. Ball goes right side. This lineup closed the first half beautifully. They go inside to Powell, lays it up and in. Lead is trimmed to 13, 45-32. Here come the Cowboys. How do the Templars respond?
8-0 run now for the Grantsville Cowboys.
Kayston Larson with it. Picks up his dribble, gives Dylan Anderson. Anderson guarded by Roberts. Screen high. Crossover Anderson gets in the paint, sends to Progreski, right corner. Larson sees a lane, takes it, sends it back. Kayston Douglas, left-hand dribble, in the paint, right-hand finish, good. What a patient move by Kayston Douglas.
That right there is exactly what I talked about early with Kayston Douglas. He gets that shoulder on you, and he's so tough to stop.
Templars back up 15, 47-32, 47 seconds to play here in the third. Grantsville, a very slow start to this quarter, has started to come alive a little bit. Mulford straight away, gives right side Roberts, bounce pass Powell. Powell will send to the corner. Anderson picks that cleanly. Dylan now leads in transition for the Templars. Ball fake, layup, offensive foul, and that was just waiting for him. Inside, Brigham Mulford takes the charge.
Yeah, Brigham just set up shop there. Knew Dylan was going to come down. It looked like the outside official might be calling a defensive foul, but the official with the better positioning definitely called that offensive correctly.
Bunderson will sit, and Moritzen in for 27.5 seconds remaining. Jessen Barton will check in for Dylan Anderson. Dylan picked up that second foul, so Coach Shakespeare really wanting to preserve those fouls with his players.
Yeah, 6 points and 5 rebounds for Dylan Anderson here in this one.
Brigham Mulford brings it up the timeline. Final possession most likely here of quarter number 3. Manti got it up by, as much as 21, 22 points, 21, and Grantsville's cut it to as low as 15 with possession here. 13, excuse me. Roberts looks to attack with 6 seconds. Mulford, NBA 3 strong. Rebound, Kayston Larson. And he'll just dribble the clock out as that ends the third quarter. Templars 47, Cowboys 32. Fourth quarter next to the state semifinals in 3A on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamOn.live and MTCC Channel 3.
When you need title work, title insurance, and escrow service, remember the experts at Central Utah Title in Manti. Whether you need residential, commercial closing, mortgage refinance, FHA, VA, or conventional loans, mortgage assumption, and cash transactions, consider Central Utah Title. Serving South Central Utah since 1983. 140 North Main Street in Manti for security and peace of mind in all your transactions.
Edge Tire Pros in Nephi is the smart choice for a new set of tires for your pickup, work vehicle, or passenger car. The technicians at Edge Tire Pros provide trustworthy service on oil changes, brake work, and suspension accessories like lift kits, bed liners, and custom rims. Choose from a wide variety of tires including Cooper, BF Goodrich, and Michelin with a nationwide warranty on free flat tire repair, free rotation, and free road hazard. For a limited time, get the Edge Bronze oil change for just $19.99. Edge Tire Pros across the street from Parks Home Furnishings on Main Street in Nephi.
You're listening to live high school sports action on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom Channel 10 and MTCC Channel 3.
47-32, Templars with a 15-point lead. Our scoreboard tonight brought to you by CO Building Systems. They have roof and wall panels and all the trimming at the best prices anywhere. That's CO Building. Fourth quarter underway as Grantsville inbounds. Brigham Mulford brings it down. Mulford started to get things going a little bit with a 3 there. He's still been held to 5 points. Moritzen catches in that left corner. Drives, stripped by Anderson. Dylan was running out. Got to get back here. In the corner, Moritzen right side now for 3. No. Rebound comes down to Christian Hansen, and a foul inside on Powell. That will be team foul number 4 on the Cowboys and number 4 on Ethan.
Yeah, that hurts if you're Ethan Powell there because Christian Hansen just had the good positioning, tried to reach over and maybe get a jump ball that time, but got a little bit of the arm. Good strong rebound by Christian Hansen. Dylan Anderson, you mentioned he was sprinting out there to try and maybe get an easy layup. Might have cost them if they would have, Moritzen would have been able to hit that corner 3.
Hansen catches, right side Anderson. Dylan puts it on the floor, gives it back to Frischnick. Reggie straight away Douglas. Kayston with the left-hand dribble drive, right to the rim. Again, switches to that right hand. So smooth, and the Templars extend the lead to 17. Greg's got a big smile on his face up here.
Just because that drive by Kayston Douglas to the left block has been deadly for him here in this second half.
Mondragon, great finish inside from Eli. Timeout to Coach Nate Austin and the Grantsville Cowboys. Templars 49, Cowboys 34. 7:13 to play on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live and MTCC Channel 3.
Are you a new CDL license holder? If so, Barney Trucking would like to train and pay you to become a world-class truck driver on state-of-the-art equipment. They also provide you with reliable, courteous support, a fantastic wage, paid holidays, solid benefits, home daily schedules, paid time off, an excellent safety record, and respect. Dependable truck drivers have been Barney Trucking's #1 investment since 1947. Start your outstanding career by applying today at barneyjobs.com. barneyjobs.com.
You're listening to live high school sports action on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom Channel 10 and MTCC Channel 3.
Templars lead at 49-34, 7:13 remaining here in the fourth quarter. It'll be Templar basketball. Timely timeout from Nate Austin. However, they've got one remaining for the remainder of the game.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, good call there, Tanner. That's something interesting with 7 minutes left.
Progreski skips it over to Anderson, playing some hot potato with this press. Dillon's going to give to Larson. Larson looks inside to Hansen. Good steal. Bryson Roberts with a great play. Mulford the other way now. Brigham will pull it out and reset. Roberts right side. Bryson looks to attack. Douglas falls down. Roberts gets an open three. Missed it. Rebound to Frischnick. I think Rasheed Wallace has something to say about that in case Dylan Anderson heads the other way. Douglas catches, looks to cross over, drops a man, gets to the basket. Finger roll no good. Frischnick offensive board, sticks it back up and in. Reggie now up to 10 points. That's his 6th rebound.
Dylan Anderson kind of holding his head a little bit. I wonder if he took a little bit of a shot.
And a foul out front on Larson Progreski. And for Larson, that'll be his 2nd. Kayston Larson checks in. Dylan Anderson going to get a quick breather here. Hopefully it's a quick breather. Just going to get checked out real quick. It's Brigham Mulford will inbound baseline. Here at the America First Event Center, where we have spent, I've spent the last 3 days, Greg. We've been down here for 2. Yeah. Mondragon sends it back up to Roberts.
No place I'd rather be at this time of year, my friend.
We love it. We love these universities that host us. They do just such a good job taking care of us. Mulford swings Roberts, pump fake, gets him in the air, drives. What a great drive from Roberts. They call the offensive foul. Kayston Larson takes his 2nd charge tonight. And it'll be Templar basketball.
Yeah, let's watch this replay. Kayston Larson sneaks over there, straight up. Yeah, got to the legal guarding position, and they'll call that against the Cowboys.
Larson comes to get the ball out of this press. Kayston gives to Progreski, and Roberts hits him. No call. Get it across to Larson, or to inside to Hansen. Christian Bankson scores off the Douglas assist, 53-34.
Manti just always puts pressure on you like that. It doesn't matter how much time's left. They're not going to back it out, run clock. They're just like that right there.
Douglas rolls off Mulford's back into Larson's hands. Douglas thought about the 3, drives with the right hand, sends it out, had to tap it to Kayston Larson, 24 on the shot clock. Hansen takes the 3, short, rebound. No, Cowboy gets it. Kayston Larson runs it down. Gives to Progreski left side. Larson tries to go with it. He's reached in from behind by Mulford. Templar ball side out of bounds. That's the last foul to give for Grantsville in this ball game. And we've got that infamous trio out there with
Kayston Larson, man, that kid. You just have to laugh. I mean, he's the shortest guy on the court, and just nobody boxes him out. Nobody finds him. He gets that rebound, resets the offense again for the Templars.
He's been terrific tonight. He's had a great senior season.
Yeah, he has.
Knows his role so well. Ball goes into Frischnick. Reggie power dribbles, turns, shoots, and scores. Reggie does it again. He's got 12 for the Templars. And they lead it by 21 again, matches a game-high lead. Mulford drives to the basket, sends it out. Moritzen straight on 3, short, and it bounces back out. Thought that might roll in. Progreski's got it for the Templars with 5:13 to play and a game-high lead. Bounce to Frischnick, deflected by Moritzen. Reggie picks it up. Templars will get a timeout. Good job by Coach Shakespeare to be alert there. Again, we see that athleticism between Moritzen and Frischnick. We'll take the timeout on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, and MTCC Channel 3.
Centricom believes the service relationship continues long after installation, and we're available to support you every step of the way. That's why if there is a problem with our equipment, a service visit from us means no cost to you. We know the value of a satisfied customer, so if you refer us to a friend, we'll take care of them and you'll get 1 month of service free. We promise to make your experience the best it can be. Centricom, keeping you connected.
In the days of the mountain men, Cache Valley, Utah became a central gathering place for trappers and explorers. They named it Cache because it was there they would store their goods and come together to trade and connect. The spirit of community continues today at Cache Valley Bank with locations and services throughout Utah, including 3 branches right here in Sanpete County. They are Central Utah's financial outfitter. No matter your mountain, they want to see you reach the top. Cache Valley and Central Utah are rooted in grand expeditions. Let's keep that heritage alive together. Discover Cache Valley Bank. Mountains await. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to live high school sports action on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricon Channel 10 and MTCC Channel 3.
We've talked about how good these student sections have been all night long and how well these fans have traveled. The Manti fans have one thing, well, they kind of have 2 things Grantsville doesn't. One, the youth student section has made it here.
Love the little student section for the Templars all year.
They've showed out. Yeah. The other is D-Bob Bailey, who may or may not have turned his North Sanpete sweater inside out and is cheering on the Templars tonight. Dylan Anderson with it, skips it up to Kasten Larson. Larson straight away, pump fakes, gives to Anderson right side now. Dylan with the left-hand dribble, crosses to the right side. Dylan looks to go off the dribble, back to Larson. Larson skips it back out to Pogreski. Pogreski inside Frischnick. Reggie Power dribble, sends it back out. It's taken away, and the shot clock violation won't count. Powell nearly loses it, and then Christian Hansen with the steal. Up ahead, Dylan Anderson lays it up and in. Templars back to now to a 23-point lead, which is a game high.
8 points now for Dylan Anderson. Great job by the Templars to tip that away, and then Larson Pogreski always looking up the court for his teammates.
Christian's had a quiet-ish night. That's been his best play tonight. Layup from Bryson Roberts. Wow. The sophomore lays it up and in, 57-34 our score.
3 points now for Bryson Roberts.
36, excuse me. Pogreski with the basketball. The double team comes in the backcourt, and Larson just dribbles out of it here.
The press is so tough against the Templars. You got 3 point guards essentially out there with Kasten Larson, Dylan Anderson, and Larson Pogreski.
Frischnick inside, pump, turn, traveled with that one. He did drag the pivot foot. It's a move Reggie's done a lot. Usually he doesn't drag that foot, does on that possession.
That's exactly right, yeah. He's done that all year. He's worked that to perfection. The other team and their fans will always scream for a travel. It's rarely called. That time he did drag that foot.
Moritzen inbounds it to Brigham Mulford. 57-36, 3:54 to go. Mulford on the left side, sends it over in the corner. The drive from Bunderson, sends backside to Cash Cooper. Had the hot start, has not scored. Since 5 minutes to go in the first quarter?
Yep.
Moritzen with it. Good defense from Larson outside. Cash Cooper stripped by Anderson. Hansen, long pass. Dylan's got to track it down. Does so, and now backs it out. Dylan with it, gives inside. Frischnick sends to Douglas. Kaysen straight away, puts it on the floor with the left hand, switches again to the right. Blocking foul. Kaysen will go to the Go Insurance free throw line with 3:24 to go.
Kaysen just hangs in the air so well. Watch it on this one. Almost goes around guys in the air is what it looks like.
I know he's a track guy. Does he high? Do you know? Does he high jump?
Hurdle and high
jump.
He's
a hurdler. Yeah. That makes sense. And Kaysen will be at the line to hit the first of 2 Go Insurance free throws. They serve all of Central Utah. 4-6-2-3-3-3-3. That's up to 18 now on the game for Kaysen Douglas.
Had 6 at halftime. 12 here in the second half for Kaysen.
Second drops as the 6th men set to check in with 3:24 to go. I think we're going to get some subs for Hugs as it's a 23-point game with 3:19 to go. The drive from Bunderson. Sends it over to Cooper. Cash with a good pump fake. Sends back Bunderson. 3 block by Kaysen Douglas. Mondragon's left alone inside. The Templars started going the other way, thinking he might have a fast break. They don't get it. Mondragon scores. Pogreski crosses over again. What handles from Larson. Gets it over to Dylan Anderson. Anderson skips through the hands of Bunderson to Douglas. What a pass. Douglas to Reggie Frischnick. 61-38, 2:50 to go.
Kind of similar thing on the other end of the court this time to Reggie Frischnick. You had Mondragon on the one side, wide open for an easy layup, and now Reggie Frischnick with his easiest 2 of the night.
Cooper, the left-hand dribble. Going to send it over. Deep 3 from Brigham Mulford. It's no good. Long rebound comes down to Moritzen. Gabe drives, high floater, in, out, and back in. Great take from Moritzen. That makes it 61-40 with 2:26 to go. Douglas with the basketball, gives to Pogreski. Larson gives back right side, Douglas. Inside Hansen. Christian turns, shoots, banks, and scores. Good take from Christian Hansen. A good pass from Kaysen Douglas.
If the Cowboys, if they're going to do that press and they're going to try and do that trap out the half court, you might want to watch the blocks as well. There's been a couple of times now, 2 times in a row, where Manti's been able to just beat the press and get it down onto the block for an easy 2.
Bunderson, corner 3. That's good off the assist from Brigham Mulford. 63-43, under 2 to go in this one.
So one thing I thought we would see a lot more of today is those corner threes from the Cowboys.
Inside, Frischnick lobs, and Mulford comes up to deflect it. It will be Cowboy basketball as Christian Hansen helps his fellow senior up. And the Templars will sub out to a standing ovation, these starters. As
Well-deserved, guys. Well-deserved for those starters. 20-point victory, or 20-point victory. 20-point lead here. Minute 47 left. Manti came into this, Tanner, with a bright red, large target on their back, and they've answered the call.
63-43, timeout to Grantsville. We'll take it on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network and TeamHive.live.
Bugs, spiders, I don't mind them. That is until they cross the threshold into my house. Then it's war. Stop the fighting in your house and get year-round protection with EcoLife. EcoLife is offering their Pest Shield package with guaranteed results. You'll get unlimited service calls, an outdoor pest shield, cobweb cleanup, and winter pest treatment, all with a product that is child and pet safe. So call or text EcoLife today to protect your home with Pest Shield. 435-283-6002 or ecolifeusa.com.
You're listening to live high school sports action on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom Channel 10 and MTCC Channel 3.
Well, the sixth men are in, and they played an important role in the Templars getting this lead tonight defensively as Kason Larson's receiving some instruction here. And this is what I talked about with these two coaches. Look, it's a 20-point game. Nate Austin is using this as a teaching moment. Coach Shakespeare's up 20, using it as a teaching moment. Two phenomenal human beings, two phenomenal coaches on display tonight for these two teams and schools, the way that they represent. It'll be Grantsville basketball.
Not much to add to that there, Tanner. I thought of things to add, and I don't have it because you put it very well there.
Ball comes into Brigham Mulford, and Hunter Stevens going to check back in along with a couple other Templars at the next whistle. Ball goes up top, right side Bunderson. Gives to Moritzen in the corner. Gabe swings it back over Brigham Mulford. Brigham puts it on the floor, sends it over up top. Bunderson, Mulford, corner three. That's Gabe Moritzen hitting the corner three, 63-46.
11 points for Gabe now to lead the Cowboys tonight.
Jaden Barton with it outside. He's bumped and fouled, and that'll be a one-on-one for Jaden. As Hunter Stevens, Mason Starkweather, and Austin Thomas will check in. Big ovation for these sixth men that are checking out. Kason Larson, boy, if we had a sub of the game.
6
tell you
points
what
and just so much more.
What a massive performance from him tonight.
Yeah, rebounds. When he got his points, taking a couple of charges. When
that
he got
offensive
his
rebound,
yeah.
Boy,
yep.
Super proud of the kid. Free throws here for Jaden Barton, the junior. First one's up and short. Rebound over the back on Mason Starkweather. That will go the other way for the Cowboys with 1:16 left.
Yeah, Mason Starkweather, sophomore off the bench for the Templars. First sophomore off the bench. So four juniors for the Templars and one sophomore.
Coming the other way, it's Brigham Mulford. Off the high screen, gives back. Moritzen will take another three. It's short. Rebound comes down inside to Cooper. Mulford with it, guarded by Hunter Stevens. Mulford will drive, get the layup for two. No. Rebound comes down inside to Starkweather. Thompson's got it. Preston will dribble out and get run into from behind, and they call it travel. So possession goes the other way with 53.7 seconds remaining. Templars don't agree with it, but when you're up 17 with a minute left, la-di freaking da.
Yeah.
Cowboy basketball, great careers for Brigham Mulford and Gabe Moritzen. Got to a state championship game last year. Two big performers as sophomores and juniors now in their senior seasons. Cooper drives in, sends it out. Moritzen, Thompson the steal and a foul on Gabe Moritzen with 42 seconds to go. That'll send Preston to the foul line to shoot 1-and-1. As here comes the rest of the sophomores for the Templars.
Another standing ovation for these kids. Yeah, absolutely. They deserve every minute of it. All of these standing ovations. As I mentioned, these Templars came in with a big target on their back, and they've answered the call so far. We'll see who they take on tomorrow out of Juab and Summit Academy. But big answer against a team that a lot of folks thought was the number 2 team in the state this year, Grantsville Cowboys.
Thompson misses the 1-and-1. Rebound Moritzen. Brigham Mulford will bring it the other way. On the left side, Mulford comes off a screen high. Dribbles. Sends backdoor. Sorensen in the corner. 3 from Cash Cooper. Fouled. Cash is going to get 3 free throws. And there's Coach Shakespeare. Coach, again, you're going to the state championship game. Up 17, and he's coaching. He's teaching.
Yeah, just don't jump there, Press. Just close out.
Substitutions now for the Cowboys, and this crowd deserves to give these boys a big standing ovation as they check out.
They've got another game tomorrow as well.
That's right.
They'll be playing on Saturday in that 3rd, 4th place game. A lot of pride in that game. A lot of, you got disappointment when you lose this game, but a lot of pride in that game, and I can bet you Coach Nate Austin's going to coach them up, and they're going to be ready for that one tomorrow.
Cooper hits the second as well, so he hit the first 2, 63-48, 28.2 to go.
Cash Cooper's first 2 points after the first 3 minutes of this game right here.
Boy, he was hot to start. 2 corner threes, a nice little floater.
Manti made the adjustment that they needed to make on him in the corner and drove him off the 3-point line, not able to give him open looks anymore.
Cooper hits all 3, and he will sub out. Get a big hug from his coach, as it will be Templar basketball to dribble out here. The final 27 seconds. Dax Anderson brings it across the timeline. And they're not going to get up, and the Templars will win this. Your final score is going to be 63-49. Back to the state championship game goes Devin Shakespeare. What a performance from the Templars. 63-49, your final score. We'll have our Sunrise Engineering postgame show next. Templars back in the state championship game. We'll be right back.
CO Building Systems in Ephraim manufactures a complete line of pre-engineered metal buildings of all sizes. Plus, they are your headquarters for custom metal roof and wall panels for your home or business, including all trim and accessories. All of their roof and wall panels are available in several gauges and over 20 different colors. For a free cost estimate or more information, contact CO Building Systems in Ephraim. 800-262-5347. That's 800-262-5347. Online at cobuildings.com.
This is more than just a job. It's a mission of caring. There's nothing more precious than a human life, and we all honor that responsibility. Beginning in 1932, we've been standing ready to serve our communities with trust, quality, and knowledge. And most of all, human connections.
Looking for the perfect color for your next paint project? Hermanson's Hardware in Ephraim has your solution. With their state-of-the-art color matching equipment and over 350,000 colors, anything is possible. Bring Hermanson's any size sample or your favorite Pinterest pin and they can scan or match across all brands of paint. They've successfully matched paint colors from pillows, stucco, rock, paint cans, signs, plants, and more. Their high-quality finishes from Pratt & Lambert and Best Look will give you the professional results you're looking for. Don't put off those paint projects any longer. Drop by Hermanson's Hardware in Ephraim. It's how going to a hardware store should be.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. Bookmark TeamHive.live, Utah's new home for streaming high school sports and other events. Powered by Centricom Local 10.
You're listening to live high school sports action on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom Channel 10 and MTCC Channel 3.
Welcome back on in our Sunrise Engineering postgame show. As always, brought to you by Sunrise Engineering, serving communities like yours all over the western United States. That's Sunrise Engineering. Greg, a great win for the Templars. They trailed it 10-2 to start. And what does that make that run? By the way, a timeout by Coach Shakespeare makes it a 61-39 run to end the game. Just phenomenal basketball, as it has been all season long. The defense of the Templars was spectacular, and can't say enough about just how well they played.
Absolutely, and Coach Shakespeare knows not to panic. He doesn't take a lot of timeouts. Shakespeare, I've never seen him run out of timeouts this season at least. And he knew he needed one right then. Just needed to correct a couple of things.
Yeah.
They did. And, boy, it turned it around quick. what was it, an 11-2 run over the next couple of minutes to give Manti the lead at the end of the first quarter, 15-12, and just never looked back from there.
Templars, again, your final score here, 63-49. CO Building Systems provides that scoreboard. Some stats, Greg, that stand out to you from our man, Brad James.
Boy, yeah. 2-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio for the Templars today in a state semifinal game against an excellent defensive Grantsville team. 16 assists to 8 turnovers, led by Larson Progreski with 8 big assists, 5 in the first half there. For the Templars, 10 offensive rebounds. The Templars, they ended up shooting about the same amount of shots. Grantsville got 44 shots up, shot 43%. Manti, 46 shots, 57% from the field in this game. You're going to win a lot of games when you shoot 57% from the field, Tanner.
A lot of them.
And not that great from behind the arc, only 2 of 11.
Yeah, and they were both in the first half, weren't they?
Yeah, they just didn't need it. Manti realized they could drive, they could get to the hoop, they could get to the rack and finish, and Cason Douglas did just that with 19 points to lead the way for the Templars. For the Cowboys, you had 2 guys with 11 points, Cash Cooper and Gabe Mortensen. Got him early, got him late. Cash got him early, Gabe Mortensen got him late. But, so that's kind of your stat leaders. Gabe also had 7 rebounds like he always does. Reggie Frischnick, 14 points, 5 boards for the Templars. Just an all-around good team win for the Templars.
Absolutely. Templars advance to another state championship game. It's time. Maybe this has become the hottest segment on live TV. We're taking Thurl Bailey's spot, potentially. MTCC Player of the Game has the internet speeds that you need, with speeds from 25 megabytes to 1 gigabyte and beyond. Check them out at manti.com and get the speed that you need. MTCC, connecting your life since 1907. Let's talk about this, Greg Sterner.
All right.
Let's have a conversation here. I thought Larson Progreski had a phenomenal night tonight.
7 points, 8 assists.
3 steals to go along with that.
Just ran the game well, too. Something that's interesting that doesn't maybe show up in the stat book is you can't full court press Larson Progreski.
No.
He makes the right pass or he dribbles out of it. Every time. I can't think of even on one hand the number of times he's been turned over in the backcourt this year being pressed. And with how much he controls the ball, with how much he has the ball in his hand, that's impressive.
You know, I'm going to give credit for that, too. You got those 2 older brothers. They were 2 gnarly defensive players.
There you go.
Would not want to try to break a press with those 2 on the floor. I'm going to give Larson that's where I'm going to give him his credit. And he's always my favorite Progreski because he's the lone Cougar fan in that fam.
That's right.
Cason Douglas was just phenomenal in the second half. Those drives, switching from right to left, back to left, was terrific. Reggie Frischnick did what Reggie Frischnick does inside. I thought really good, 6 of 8 from the field. I think Cason Douglas is your player of the game. I just thought his leadership in the second half was spectacular, and his ability to attack the basket was
We'll give you one more before we give it away. We'll throw in one more name, and you mentioned it a lot, but I'm going to get it again. Cason Larson, 6 points, 4 rebounds for the senior, 2 on the offensive end, 2 for 2 from the line, 2 for 2 from the field, took a couple of charges. Cason Larson did a great job. I'm going to go – we just got that text from Mr. Nate Bridges. He wants to give it to the sampler. Cason Douglas is going to get it today, though.
He is going to give it today.
I'm giving it to Cason. And here's why. It's easy to look and see 19 points and just give it to the high point man. That's not, folks, what I'm doing right now. When he got those points, Manti needed to stop that run. You remember?
Yes.
They went. Grantsville went on an 8-0 run to cut it to 13, and who answered? Cason Douglas with those drives to the left block. Impressed with that kid. Just put his team on his back when he needed to in the second half. 19 big points. He gets our Chat Boba $10 gift card, courtesy of MTCC Channel 3.
Well, let's wrap this up, Greg. Templars in the championship game tomorrow. This should be a great one coming up next between Juab and Summit Academy. What do you like in this game?
Geez. Yeah, this is going to be a fun one right here. Two excellent coaches, longtime Cam Wright, Curtis Condi, 2 guys that have coached in the high school ranks for a long time. I'm interested to see Summit Academy, a lot more height.
Yeah. Play maybe a little slower at times.
For sure, a lot slower. Absolutely. Juab, let's see if Austin Park can go off. Kid's done it all year, the sophomore. Absolutely. We'll see what they do. Riker Richards, another one that
he was big down the stretch for them in that game against
yesterday.
Richfield.
The and one with under a minute left when they're down 2 and calmly knocks down the free throw.
Hit a big 3 in the fourth quarter as well. Yeah, big. Big game for Riker, and it's a big one coming up next. Greg, my friend, good to see you. Enjoy being the fan with the earbud in while watching the live game. If you have any pointers for me, I'm all ears.
Okay.
Just turn. You'll be sitting right in front of me. Just turn around, give me a thumbs down.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it while you're talking, folks. If you watch this next game and you hear a weird, awkward hesitation from Tanner Wilkinson, it's because I'm trying to talk to him while he's talking, which he loves when people do that.
That wraps this broadcast up. Juab and Summit Academy.
He's not going to add to that.
Juab and Summit Academy are next on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live. And you've been also watching on MTCC Channel 3.
You've been listening to exciting high school basketball action on South Central Utah's sports leader, Mid-Utah Radio, Centricom Channel 10, and MTCC Channel 3. This sports broadcast was brought to you by sports-minded sponsors throughout South Central Utah. Join us next time for more exciting high school basketball action on MTCC Channel 3, Centricom Channel 10, and Mid-Utah Radio.